Hey everyone, Erica here, barefoot instructor, and today we're going to do a deep stretch class focusing on our legs. So we're going to go ahead and start down our mat. If you'll join me on your back, we're just going to bring our knees into our chest. Take a few moments to focus on our breathing. And on every exhale, melting the low back down into our mats. And just a few more. And then we're just going to wag the tail. So moving that tailbone side to side, turning your head to look to the right, turning your head to look to the left. You can continue wagging if you want. Bringing it back up to neutral, and then we're going to rock to the right and left side, holding those knees in, trying to focus on core activation so that you don't fall over on the rock, but instead you're able to catch your body on those diagonal lines so that you can push back and rock in the other direction. This should be a nice massage for your spine. From here, we're going to stir the femurs. So you can do both legs at once, or you can do one leg at a time. It's really whatever works best for your body, whatever feels good for you in that joint. Taking the bottoms of the feet together, holding them tight with your hands, bringing those shoulders down and back if you can, and taking a few more breaths here. And you can wag your tail here if that feels good. Grabbing a hold of those feet, bringing it open to happy baby. You're always welcome to stay here or add the rock back in. My favorite is to extend one leg long and then the other, so I can get a nice stretch on the inside of the leg while also focusing on my breath and relaxing my back into the mat. You are always welcome to do this while you're rocking. You want to add a little bit more core activation to the exercise. And keeping those feet as close together as possible, we're just going to set them down on our mat. Now, if your mat's like mine and it's pretty sticky, this exercise might feel weird for you, but we're going to extend our legs long, turn our knees in, draw them up the midline, turn our knees out, and send the feet down. So I do cheat a little bit in my stretch class by taking my feet and toes slightly off my mat as I'm drawing them up. So again, core activation. If I was on a very slick surface, then I would just be able to glide on the surface while I'm working deep inside this joint. So after you do that a couple times, we'll bring it back in the other direction. So using our external rotation and then really inverting our knees on the way down. So feet are close together on the draw up and they get a little further apart on the way back down. When you're finished there, we're going to dig our heels in the ground, nice long line connection, reaching those arms up overhead. You can grab one hand and pull it laterally, switch, pull the other hand, or you can just keep it nice and vertical. A few breaths here. Moving your arms to goalposts. A few breaths here. Taking one arm across the front space and pulling it in. Switch other side. And bringing those arms down by our sides. So again, with our heels really drilling into the floor, to the mat, wherever they land is fine. We're gonna point and flex our feet. If we do this quickly while keeping our heels as our anchor point, you can see that our whole body is gonna shift up and down. And so if we're doing this right, holding our body strong in our core, drilling our heels into the ground or to the mat, then you should see your head nodding yes. And this is just a nice release to use this rhythm and vibration through your whole body to hopefully relax everything and get you back to a neutral start. Keeping that left leg long, we're gonna pull the right knee in and give it a hug. I like to work through my feet here, pointing and flexing. Bringing that right leg off to the side of your body, holding it in your right side elbow. Bringing it back to neutral and then straight up to 90. So here we want to really move through the foot, the ankle, everything in between, articulate the toes. So if you're at a loss for what to do on this movement exploration, you can always do just ankle circles. What I really like to do is find the tight spots in my foot, and I like to go back and forth, try to give them a massage, loosen it up. So you're always welcome to explore here. If you find that you just want to do this part of your ankle circle over and over again, it's truly whatever you want, whatever feels good. Listen to your body and respond. From here, we're trying to work from this 90-degree shape if possible. We're gonna bend the knee, pull it close into the body, and then we're gonna extend through the knee and then articulate through the foot. So you're gonna feel the stretch on the front and the back of the leg during this exercise. If you find that you're really limited in flexibility and this is a place you're really trying to work on, and you have a strap or a band or a sweatshirt or anything that you can wrap around your foot, you can always alternatively do this exercise with a strap or a band. So we'll bend and flex it, and then we'll extend. So you can see every time I'm trying to articulate the different parts of the leg. So from bend and flex, I'm going through a straight knee first, then I'm articulating the foot all the way through to the point, and that's what's gonna give me the most attack on both sides of the leg. If you're not feeling that, you can always just smooth through it. So if you have a strap or a band of some kind with a mostly flexed foot, you're gonna cross your midline and hold it. If you're working without your strap today, you just keep that hand on the outside of the leg. So the number one thing is to keep this hip as seated as possible. You don't want to fall over here. So keeping that hip nice and seated. It's okay if it peels off your mat a little bit. You don't want it to come all the way off. Find this nice stretch. If you want a challenge, you can grab your foot, invert it, go back off to a straight knee. That's going to give you a little bit more pull in that IT band. And then we're gonna bend that knee, set it all the way down. This one should feel good unless you're really tight. Take that right arm, open it up behind you. We're just gonna focus on our breath. If you want to explore a little more with me, you can bend your elbow to 90 degrees, and then I like to shift the arm up as high as I want and down as low as I want. There's no right or wrong way. You'll feel the stretch in your pec, possibly in the shoulder and the back of the arm as well. Now we're gonna take this knee that's bent, we're gonna send it out further away from the body until we flip over so our belly's mostly down. It's okay if the arm you're laying on, which is probably your left arm, is a little tangled up underneath you. Use your right arm as a shelf for your forehead, like so. And in this relaxation pose, we're gonna actively try to turn off every muscle that's engaged. So just start at the top of your head and work your way down to your toes. On every exhale, quiet the muscles. And on the next exhale, that tailbone's gonna pull us back. Our right foot attaches to the top of the left knee. We find our way back on our mat. Take your right hand to your right knee and just press that leg slightly away to create a little bit of space in the joint. Then reaching down to grab that left leg. If you do have to come off the mat to attach it here, then be sure to bring everything back down, including your head. Don't break the line of the spine by looking up and putting your chin to the ceiling. Instead, make sure it's nice and relaxed at 90 degrees. You can always add your rock back to the stretch. Option to straighten that leg, left leg, reattach. We're gonna let both legs down, shake them out a little bit. Keeping the right leg long, bringing that left knee in now, giving it a big hug. I like to work through my point and flex here. So we're just gonna follow the same stretch sequence on the other side. So first we take that left leg into the left arm elbow. Keep that right side seated. Bringing it back into neutral. Taking it straight up to 90 degrees if you can, and start your foot, ankle, toe exploration. Listen to your body. I like to keep my leg really nice and 90 degrees, but if that doesn't feel good to you today, adding a slight bend, modifying as you need. You can close your eyes anytime during your practice to tune in and listen to your body a little bit more. And you can always hang out on something if we move on. So again, now's a really good time to recruit a strap or anything if you have one. Same process on the other leg. If you're like me and you're working without a strap today, you're gonna reach up for that leg, bend and flex. So we're bending knee, flexing foot. And then we're gonna point and lengthen. So extending through a straight knee, articulating through to a pointed foot. You should feel a big stretch on the front of the foot there. Focus on your breathing as we go through a few more reps. And then again, if you have that strap, you can still use it on the cross. If not, just keep that right hand attached to the left leg. I like to physically cross over, so I'm putting more pressure down. If that's too extreme for you, then just hold on to your ankle or to your calf, wherever you can reach, and hold it here. Again, it's okay if the hip floats. you don't want to be falling down. So it's okay if it peels up a little bit, so long as you can still feel this nice stretch through here. And again, the challenge, if you want to take that foot, invert it, lengthen back out to a straight knee, you're going to hit up your IT band. If that's too extreme for you, just stay where you are. Bending that knee, bringing it all the way down. Opening up that left arm behind you. You can look back at the arm if you want. You can look at the ceiling. You can look away. Oftentimes I like to look in all those directions because it does change the stretch point. You can stay where you are. Again, if you want to do a little bit more here, you can bend that elbow to 90 degrees and shifting the arm up overhead and then down. You can really go as high or as low as you want. So if you want to keep it shallow, do that. If you found a spot in your shoulder that's really bothering you and you want to just pace back and forth over the same spot, do that. Then we're going to send that left knee all the way down to the ground, turning our body to the mat. Again, you can use your left arm as a shelf for your forehead, like so. And as we breathe here, we're just going to slowly turn off all of our tight muscles from head to toe. So on every exhale, just let go. And when you're ready, our tailbone's gonna pull us back. That left foot is gonna hook on the right knee. Finding ourselves back center to our mat. Left hand to the left knee, it just gently presses away. Create some space in the joint. Reaching down for that right side. Replacing the upper back on the mat, checking our alignment. Option to add your rock. Option to extend that right leg up. And letting that leg down. You can shake them both out. You can either take the last minute to meditate on your mat, focus on your breath, turn your head to the right and left, releasing the back and the neck muscles. Or if you want a little challenge, we can go ahead and kick our feet overhead. Again, if you can't touch down all the way, you can always prop yourself up, hands to hips, and just sort of live in that space where it's comfortable and it's starting to get hard. So you can kind of pulse back and forth between a comfortable place. On your exhale, push yourself into the space where it starts to get a little more difficult. You can also tap down, one foot behind you and then the other. using the other leg as a counterweight wherever it's comfortable for you, and it'll start to help you get to that goal, to touching down. When I come out of this, I like to activate my core, do a nice, slow, controlled descent to bring my legs back down to my mat. So again, keeping that core nice and fired up so we can be strong and flexible. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to continue to work a little bit more lower body next week, so I hope to see you again soon.